Hey everyone, and welcome to the NintendoFuse Podcast. This is episode 219, entitled Party Time in Animal Crossing. We're going to be talking about Animal Crossing. We're going to be talking about Bowser's Fury and the, I guess officially it's titled Super Mario 3D World, but really it's Bowser's Fury and a few other things tonight. And also, we're going to announce some giveaways. But first, before we jump into that, introduction time. My name is Steve, and I'm also joined by my good pals here, Greg and Barry. Hey, Greg, how's it going?
Good. I almost thought you were just like, "Hey, Barry."
I also thought I was going to say Barry, and what came out of my mouth was not that.
You're breaking the little tradition of Barry always first. Like I'm moving up in the world now. So
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what came over me, but that, yeah. So your name popped out first this time.
Great to be here. Always love being on the podcast, and always ready to talk some more games with you guys.
Absolutely. And hey, Barry, how's it going?
Hey, no, I think it's good. Throw that curveball that Greg and I go back and forth. That's fine. I have no qualms whatsoever.
Good. Just hopefully I keep it straight all night tonight. But we also have a whole chat room full of live viewers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in live here on YouTube. If you have never joined us live, we would love for you to do that. You can chat about everything that we're talking about in the chat room. We'd love to see your thoughts. If you listen or watch after the fact, we would also love to hear your thoughts about all that we talk about. But also, if you have not joined us on social media, be sure to do that. You can find us at NintendoFuse on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And also, we would love for you to join our Discord. The link is on the screen right now, but also in the show notes in the podcast description. Or, sorry, I have that wrong. The podcast show notes, the YouTube description. I'm mixing things up all night tonight. Who knows? We may talk about Bowser's Fury and Animal Crossing. Maybe that's another rumor we can throw out there. But we'd love for you guys to join our Discord and just continue that conversation in between episodes. We absolutely love connecting with you guys and just hearing about, what's happening in your own gaming life, what you're playing, what you're enjoying, and all those type of things. Thanks again for joining us. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit that bell on YouTube, and share this with other Nintendo gamers or gamers in general that might enjoy this kind of content as well. Lots of cool people in the chat already. Nana, I see Carlos, I see Jesse, I see Jesus, I see Jared. I think I was about to say Jakester, but I don't actually see Jakester in the chat yet, so that's unusual. And Jared was first in the chat tonight, so that's surprising. Usually Jakester's there, so come on, Jakester, you're slacking. But feel free to just let us know all the different things that the thoughts you have about what we're going to talk about tonight. But before we jump into the giveaway winners, before we jump into the news stories for this week, let's talk about what we have been playing. And because we went to Greg first for introductions, we'll go back to him for what you've been playing.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, let's give Barry a chance to go first. But
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, making sure I'm paying attention. All right. This week is a number of new titles that I haven't talked about before in the podcast, so that's also kind of exciting. So still going through with Animal Crossing and doing some dailies, and now that my daughter has her own copy of the game, I've been traveling to her island like every day now and just messing around and having fun with that. That's been very enjoyable to do. Another one that we've been playing together is still Splatoon 2, so we're still kind of doing some one-on-one matches together and occasionally helping out with the story when the time comes, and I've finally gotten some quality time with that Octo expansion on my own system. So I had purchased it when it came out, but then I never played it, so it's finally nice to actually be able to say I have played it now, and I've been making some pretty decent progress on it. Hope to continue going through with that.
Nice.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is another one we're playing together a lot, and I finally can say I beat the adventure mode. I didn't beat it on my own profile, but I finished it on hers. So it was pretty cool to actually see the true ending. I didn't do the two fake endings, or I guess it would be called, or alternate endings. So I have a few more runs to do there, but that was really cool to see the ending of that game finally.
Hmm.
And then now onto the newer titles. So I downloaded Among Us just because it just was mentioned by we're doing like Indian princesses. So it was mentioned by like our tribe thing that we joined, that the girls were interested in playing Among Us together. So I was like, hey, maybe we should download it so we can kind of practice and see what this game's about. It's actually kind of an interesting game with a really awesome concept. So there's like this imposter that somebody's randomly picked from your room, and then the other players all have to figure out which one that is. So there's some different tasks you can do for the team to win together, and the imposter has to like kill or and like sabotage like all the tasks and progress and pretend to be a team member. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and lots of different strategies you can do. And there's also some people that are not very good, so you'll either see them like using the vents or actually killing someone, and then makes it not as fun for that round. So seeing both ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah, and you never played it on mobile or PC.
No, nope, not at all. Nope. First time playing it, and I think it came out on Switch in December, so it could be a game that I could put on my the game of the year list at the end of the year. Whether it be still favorable at that time, or maybe be more dishonorable mention game. I don't know.
No offense to Among Us, but I hope we get some better games for the game of the year than if Among Us is on in our list at the end of the year, then we didn't have so good of a year. I don't know.
Yeah, I have some main problems with it. Like you can actually like if you're killed, you can actually say who killed it. Like you can say, "Oh, Red killed me," and then it's like you totally ruin the fun for like everybody else. So I do see that kind of as a problem. I don't think if you're killed, you should be able to chat with the rest of your team, because then they could lead them in directions and or even point blankly say who did it. So I think that should somehow be patched. Um, yeah. And then my other new entry on the list is actually finally Pokemon Sword. So last year I got onto Pikmin for the first time, and now it's been finally time to my introduction to Pokemon. So my daughter found like a Pokemon movie on Netflix, and then I was like, "Oh, I have a Pokemon game." And then she's like, "Oh, really?" And then we fired it up, and she started her own trainer and did the first two, like did the first gym on her account, and we're right at the second one. So
Nice.
it's sort of interesting time to start collecting them. There's ones she'll be like, "Oh, I don't like that one, so I'm not going to capture it," and like, don't want to catch them all. Like, isn't that kind of the thing here? But no, it's like, no, that one's not cute enough. Okay, so
That's awesome. Greg, I feel like your daughter has like her gaming maturity, if you will, has like just skyrocketed over like the last 6 to 9 months. She went from like barely playing anything at all to like now she's like starting out on her own Pokemon journey and playing Splatoon. I mean, that's crazy.
I know she was really into Among Us. Though I had to actually buy it twice, one for each of our systems.
Nice.
So we actually couldn't get into the same room. That was pretty cool because they have like a room code at the bottom, and so as long as the room got full, it let both of us be in the same room. So there was a single match where it was just down to 3 players left. Like the imposter had killed just about everybody else in there. It was just me and my daughter. I'm like, well, we know who the imposter is. So
Nice.
and there's also some trickier times where I've like, oh, I think it's this person, and because like I saw them kill my daughter on the screen. I obviously couldn't say that, but
Right.
it's just been kind of fun to play that angle of it. They have no idea that we're like literally can see each other's screens, and
Yeah. I know some people who play on mobile who they do that on purpose. They play all in the same room and just mess with other people online all the time. It's really easy to do. So cool.
yeah, but Pokemon has definitely been fun there. So, and then finally, just some normal stuff: Super Mario 3D World on Wii U, Wii Sports Resort on Wii, and still doing Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile. I was just kicked out of the Vault of Heaven that was just added because it's like the super top tier AR player. So I didn't have what it takes to stay in there, so I have to get back there in this next week. So
Nice.
That's all I got for there.
Cool.
Where I've been playing.
Cool. Let's go to the chat real quick. Lots of good conversations going on in there. It's hard to keep up. Let's see. Looks like Jared says that he's just grinding on Pokemon Go, Animal Crossing, and Mario Kart Tour. So he's all about the mostly about the mobile games. Also Animal Crossing in there too. Dave said that he completed Link Between Worlds and Uncharted 3. So that's exciting to complete 2 games recently. Let's see. Jesse says he's going to be going after Link to the Past soon. That's awesome. Jesus says just talking about Animal Crossing, and also Monster Hunter and Wolf Link, just things that he's missing. Let's see. It looks like I think the rest of you guys are just kind of talking about what's going on and about Barry's supposed missing Mega Man that it's not really missing. So they're concerned about your Mega Man, Barry.
It is really like them in my Mega Man. I was gonna say.
Nice. Well, Barry,
playing with them and said you did give it away.
That's true. Yeah. Didn't someone weren't they threatening to come and take it from you at one point?
That was him.
Oh, that was him. Okay. Nice. Cool. Barry, what have you been playing lately?
Nowhere near the list that Greg pulls out. Greg definitely trumps me this week, but still doing some Animal Crossing, although not much because I'm really caught up on everything. Although I did have to send some stuff Greg's way for his daughter, so I did that. And I played about half of the Captain Toad Treasure Tracker DLC that was added. I never did that. I did it on Wii U, so I went and I started that. And strangely enough, it actually made me like really dizzy. So I'm wondering if that's one of those games where it's better if I play portably than on the screen. Just a lot of the camera motions trying to find everything, which was weird. I did continue and finally complete a game I played last week, which really for me was the highlight. And I wish I had played this last year, because if I had played it last year when it came out, it would have been in my game of the year list in some way, and that is Raging Loop. And I just fell in love with this game. It is really more of reading. It's a visual novel, and it does have choices, and there's really no consequence to the choices, in the sense that you could just jump back, and you actually have to do a lot of the certain choices to get certain endings, to get the knowledge to go back and change how the game plays. But it's a really cool story. Greg talking about Among Us. This is based off of the game Werewolf, and Among Us is very close to the game Werewolf, which is cool. And for those that don't know, the premise is pretty much when you play the game, you play with your friends. It's an in-person game, and anywhere from 1 to 3 people that you're with is a werewolf, and you have to figure out who they are. And the way you figure it out is you have to hang somebody and kill them and hope you're killing a wolf, and then after that the wolves get to kill somebody. So it goes back and forth, and hopefully you kill all the wolves before the wolves kill all you. And they take that and they use it into like Japanese mythology, into this like small town, and you have old people, you have young people, you have in between, and there are wolves, and the wolves are literally killing people, and it is graphic, it is rated M, and you are seeing like mothers kill children, and children kill their grandparents and stuff. Like, it gets really crazy, and there's reasons for it all. And it is just one of those, like, if you're looking for a good book to read, like, honestly, this is what this is. Like, I probably read about 600 pages just going through this. It took me about 20 hours of reading. Like, it is a good chunk of stuff, and very much enjoyed it. So I do recommend. I don't think the game gets a lot of credit at all, and I don't think a lot of people even know about it. It is on PS4 as well, but I did play the Switch version, and I highly recommend it. Speaking of PlayStation, I started on the PlayStation 5 the Pathless, which I think is only on PS4, PS5, and Steam. And it's a really interesting open world game, not terribly long. I think I'm about halfway through at this point, and just a couple hours in. The one negative I will say is it doesn't have a map, but you can't die. You have like no hit points, and there's no enemies except for the bosses. It's kind of about like the journey and it is a game like the game Journey. But what's cool is you have an eagle with you, and the eagle, as you like explore, gains multiple flaps, and you can fly up free roaming. And you have a bow and arrow, and there's all these crystals all over. So when you shoot the crystal, it will fill up your stamina meter, and you can be sprinting. So because there's so many crystals, you can almost just sprint across the entire map. There's no fast travel, and you just move at breathtaking speeds, and it's just a lot of fun. And you don't have to worry about aiming. It auto aims. You just hold down the trigger and let go. And it's one of those that it'd be awesome if it came to the Switch. I think it would fit in really well. But just a fun, very stylistic adventure, and thus far I do recommend it. It is, more like an indie style game, but really cool. On the PC, still playing Final Fantasy 14, and I'm prepared for my big conundrum next week, which I'll talk about later when we talk about what we're going to be doing. And mobile, still doing Dragalia Lost and Mario Kart Tour. Another tour entering tonight, and it's been tough competition, this one, but still having a lot of fun with it.
Cool. Gonna go into the chat. They're having some good conversations there as well. But Jesus is asking if we had PS5 or Series X. I know Greg and I do not, but Barry has both, actually. So he just has to tell us all about what life is like on that side of things. I do have an Xbox Series S, or not Series S, sorry, Xbox One S and a PS4, but I don't have the newest generations of the Xbox or PlayStation yet. But in terms of what I've been playing, you guys totally smoked me in terms of the number of games, but I did play more this last week, but I kept it really simple. Rocket League and Animal Crossing, just moving ahead with those, and playing Animal Crossing a little more than I was before. I think in December I kind of stopped. There was a couple weeks that went by that I didn't touch it at all. But I'm trying to play a couple times a week now, just kind of doing the updates and things like that. And Rocket League, just really enjoying, having a good time. Decided to try out ones the other day, so 1v1s, and immediately got placed after my placement matches as a Platinum 2 in ones, which I was actually surprised. Platinum 2 is like the highest rank I've made in 3 so far, and so it was cool to just have that high of a rank in 1v1 as well. And then I've been playing a whole lot more of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. In fact, kind of like what you did with Xenoblade, Barry, if I were to go back and I had spent this much time before our Game of the Year awards, I may have placed this game higher in my list. I am really, really enjoying it. It's a blast, and the cool thing is, it's, for those that are unfamiliar, it's a platform adventure game, but there are a lot of Metroidvania kind of elements to the Ori games as well, and so but it's not like a ton where it's annoying. It's done well. So there are those games like that you really have to backtrack all the time, and you're always going back, and there's elements you can't get, and you have to go back over and over and over again, and just sometimes a hassle in some of those games. But Ori, I feel like, does it really well. And the thing is, though, it keeps like hooking me, because I think I'm at the end. Like I would say almost like the prologue of the game lasts maybe half the game, and I thought, okay, I'm getting near the end, time to wrap it up. I've spent several hours in this game. I was like, yeah, it was a good game, and then all of a sudden there's 4 more things I have to go after, and 4 more worlds to explore and go get those things, and I was like, okay, cool. Did those the other day. I was like, oh, it's probably wrapping up. Get there, and then now there's 1 more thing of 8 more things I have to go after, and so but it's good. It's not that like, oh my gosh, they keep hooking me and it's a bad thing. It's actually you know what? I'm not annoyed by this because I enjoy this game so much. Let's keep going. And so yeah, it's been really fun and absolutely beautiful. I think it's so cool to that I've said this before, that we get this game on Switch, that it runs pretty much at a solid 55 to 60 frames per second pretty regularly. It barely dips down into 55 rarely, and yeah, it looks awesome. The graphics are cool, and it's just it's a blast to play, but it's also a blast to look at. There's this cool story about going after a friend and redemption, and there's some, without spoiling anything, there's some emotional things that happen along the story that happen, and you're like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? Oh, like I don't know how to feel about that. and so it pulls you in a bunch of different ways that I've really enjoyed it, for sure. Jesus, yes, my name's Steve. I am a human though, so that's fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it looks like he really enjoys it as well. Great game. So yeah, if you haven't tried any of those games we talked about, maybe it's time to check those out. We've got some news to talk about tonight. We're gonna, like I said, be focusing a lot on Animal Crossing and Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, plus Bowser's Fury. But we're also going to talk about some giveaway winners, and we had several new subscribers, several people left comments on our last podcast, and we told you guys that we're going to pick some of you and give some games away. So here's what's going to happen. We had, like I said, several people that left comments and subscribed, so we put all your names in a random picker, and we have 3 winners from all those commenters and subscribers. And so what's going to happen is I'm gonna tell your names. We're going to say who won right now, but after,
are you going to do all 3, or are you going to do one now and then another one later?
I don't know. What do you guys think? You want to keep them guessing? Keep them on their toes a little bit. Let's space it out. Okay, we'll give you one now. Hoo. I was ready, but Barry wants you to keep you on your toes, so we're gonna space it out. So, but here's when you hear whatever happens and everything after the podcast, you guys can message us. You can find like our email on the back end, like the about section of our YouTube channel. Just send us a message and say, hey, I'm one of the winners. Here's my name, and here's the game that I want to choose. But here's what the games you get to choose from. We have several different games, so you can be thinking about it by the time you email us. Aperion Cyberstorm, Cake Bash, Distropolis, Project High Rise, Sports Party, and Team Sonic Racing. And as you're going to notice, we're giving 3 away tonight. There's 6 games to choose from. That means we got some games left over. That's whichever ones are left over, maybe we'll do another giveaway pretty soon. So first winner, Roberto Mercado. Roberto, congratulations. Roberto's been a long time listener, and he won some of the Play NYC stuff too, isn't that right? Am I remembering correctly?
I don't think he won.
Maybe not. Okay. Might be confusing some people. So we still got 2 more winners. We'll announce those a little bit later. But let's jump into some of this news and discuss that. Barry, there's a little bit of news that we got this morning. Not a Nintendo Direct like we were all hoping for, but a short video from Nintendo, and along with the press release, talking about an update, a party update, if you will, to Animal Crossing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so there is a brand new update that is coming January 28th. And one of the big things it does is adds Pave to the Animal Crossing game. Pave will be there for Festivale, which is February 15th. It's like Mardi Gras. And it seems you can catch different colored feathers and bring it to him for different items, and everyone's dressing up and dancing. And they haven't given us the full rundown on how many items or if there's recipes or what it is we're going to be able to truly get out of it. But it's nice to see Nintendo still giving us content I know a lot of people thought this was not as big as wanted. Obviously, the last update, which was the Christmas update, the holiday update, there were a lot of different recipes between the frozen stuff and the winter stuff and the toy day stuff and all the toy day items. So naturally, it's going to be hard to make an update as big as that one. So this one is a smaller update. However, we'll get to it in a bit, but they did also tease another update too.
Yeah, yeah. And you had some really good timing there. I'm just saying you timed that perfectly on the trailer. It's almost like you you rehearsed it.
No, I did not rehearse that at all. I wasn't
You
even
didn't.
watching.
No, that was great. That was great. But yeah, like some cool updates. Greg, as you're new to Animal Crossing, and so you've not experienced this sort of update with the Festival or Festivale or how they ever pronounce it. It depends on which language, I guess, you want to go with. What do you think about this update, Greg?
It seems like it's kind of straightforward. I mean, the bunny update and like Christmas seemed like they were much more expansive. This one seems like it's more along the lines of like Thanksgiving, where it was just like more low key and okay, just do a few tasks and then it's done. So this one seemed like it was like a smaller event, and I mean, I'm always good for more content and new recipes and stuff. So that's a great thing to see. I kind of wish they would have went over some more of the quality of life updates, because those are some of the main things I've been looking for. And from what I've gathered, there's a lot of people asking for things that I've mentioned on here, like crafting multiple things at once, especially like the fish bait and stuff like that. So really kind of surprised they wouldn't mention something along those lines, or it means the quality of life updates are much smaller. So I don't know. It'd be nice to know some other things being added, because that was like the smallest trailer that we've gotten. All the other ones have been like 3-4 minutes worth.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it's one of those little updates that kind of it's cool to have, but it's definitely not something that like, oh man, I can't wait until this happens. Like, I'm looking forward to the next update, which we'll get into in just a second. But yeah, this is one of those. It's kind of like it's cool. I mean, I love how they're continuing to bring characters back and festivals back that they've done in the past and stuff like that. I think it could be cool to see some new stuff as well. As they continue to expand it, it's great to have those things that we've been used to, like this one. But it'd be really cool to see some new stuff as well. Barry, what do you think about this update, or is it something that you're looking forward to?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it in the sense of something to do. I just hope it's not one of those events where it's like, it's the 15th. I better pop in Animal Crossing and do this out of obligation as opposed to excitement. And it's really going to be tough given the other games coming out around that time. So I guess we'll see. I just hope that when people look through the data after the 28th. They find out like, oh, this good number of recipes and a good number of items to get. It's more of an incentive. If it's going to be something that's over in 20 minutes, then I'll be like, just do it out of obligation and move on.
Yeah.
I always look forward to those data mines, because I know people are waiting for like Rooster's Cafe. That sounds like it'd be awesome to have something daily additions to do, and even another building would be great, because I feel like there's not many buildings.
Yeah.
I think the later you add that, the more you risk to making people upset that they have to destroy stuff. So it's for something like that, better sooner than later.
Yeah, or possibly stick it in the museum or something like that. I think is what could happen for some of those updates. But yeah, it is interesting that I think New Horizons is still missing some of those components that have been in previous games. The updates like this, the seasonal kind of stuff does make sense, but yeah, you still have the cafe and things like that are still missing. Yeah, do you think, I don't know, Greg, you kind of shared your thoughts, but do you think that we're going to see those kind of things eventually, or I mean, you don't have a whole lot of history with the Animal Crossing games, so but do you have any thoughts about will those things actually come?
I would like to think that they will, but it doesn't honestly feel like it. I feel like they're just doing like their seasonal updates for now. I mean, I guess they could do a what they did with the 3DS version, where they had that huge amiibo expansion. I mean, that would allow them to add in like Booster and some other stuff like that. But I don't know if that's in the cards or if it's just trying to get all the seasonal events out there and continue to add more events. I mean, right now it's just pretty much major holidays. They've been adding like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of, I wasn't sure if this was going to be tied to Valentine's Day, but apparently it's more Mardi Gras. I forgot about that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems like they might just continue expanding seasonal events and not. Maybe they're done with the permanent content, which they weren't.
Yeah. But one of the things that the kind of, we'll say the older elements that hadn't come to at least the North American shores yet were some amiibo cards that we're getting. Barry, what's the deal with these cards, and why has it taken this long for us to finally get them?
I don't know. So these are Sanrio crossover cards, which Hello Kitty is their big property. And these cards were part of the Welcome Amiibo set for Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. We did get one set of 50 cards, and then this was a special edition of 6 cards. Japan got them, and then Europe got them, and we never got them. So, like, I myself imported the European ones because the names were released in English, and no one expected to actually get these again because it's been so long, and obviously they were rerunning the Happy Home Designer sets, but not the Welcome Amiibo sets. And now we're getting them. It's going to be Target exclusive in March. The good news, unlike all those other sets, is it's 1 pack of 6. So you get the whole set of 6 in 1 pack. So there's no trading or no hurrying or worrying about that. And as far as I know, like the package has been redesigned. It now says New Horizons, and I believe it gives you like posters of the characters or designs, but it does not let you take these particular villagers in, as far as I'm aware, because the existing cards, people have scanned them, and it does not get the villager into your campsite. So I doubt they're going to change these. I doubt these are going to be any different. These might even just be the European ones patched over. I don't know. But yeah, it's just interesting that they're finally giving us these. I question why now after all this time. But yeah, it's nice to see. And I plan on trying to grab a pack to see how different they are from the European ones.
Yeah, yeah. And as you alluded to earlier, we are having another. They did reconfirm the next update for Animal Crossing is coming in March, and we know already that is going to be the Mario update that includes all the Mario items and things like that. Greg, what are you hoping for in the Mario update in March? Like, what would just make you so excited to have in Animal Crossing?
I would honestly love just about everything Mario. I mean, I would love to have like a Mario like costume with the Mario hat. Obviously, matching ones for like Luigi, Peach, maybe even like Daisy, Bowser if they can somehow. I know some of the other costumes look kind of weird, like with like the heads, but I'm sure they can make a good Bowser hat for it. So that'd be really cool. I think even some cool reactions could be cool, where he does like the jump up thing. I mean, that would be also really kind of cool. I've seen like part of the data mine is they were trying to play around with having furniture on the ceiling, so you'd be able to like hang a question block, and that would be really cool to be able to like boom, jump up and hit it. So I think that would be fit along right with that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess pretty much a lot of iconic stuff out of Mario. Hopefully less like statues and stuff, and more actual like cool themed furniture and stuff maybe out of some of the different Mario games. I mean, Mario is pretty expansive, and there's furniture in like the Paper Mario series, and you can even grab some of the stuff like Yoshi's house and stuff. That would be really cool. I don't know. The sky's almost kind of the limit, and I really hope I'm probably getting way more pumped up, and it's just like, up here's the Mario outfit. Here's like a Mario table and chair. Okay, boom, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, Barry, we've had Mario items in previous Animal Crossing games
Yeah.
before. One of the cool things that I've noticed, even with this update, with the Festivale stuff, is we get more reactions. And Greg, you mentioned like it'd be cool to have Mario reactions. That would be cool. Anything else that you're hoping to see in the March update with all these Mario items and stuff like that?
I mean, I'd love to see some new stuff, but also as a fan of the series since the beginning, the original Animal Crossing, or at least the updated version, the one we got on GameCube, had a lot of Nintendo items, a lot of Mario items, which were just really cool to put out there. And I hope they bring those back. It was like the turtle, the Koopa shell. If you ever interacted with it, it played the sound effect, and the Starman and the mushroom and all that, the flagpole. Like, it was just really cool. In addition to some furniture, and I hope they continue that trend. Bring back the Master Sword and the little Star Fox R Wing, and just there was so many cool the N64 table, with the logo. Like, that was just so cool to see and to have, and it was really paying homage to Nintendo's other properties. And what would really excite me would be if they brought back the NES systems or other systems to play games, but I really don't think they're ever touching that in Animal Crossing again, sadly.
Yeah, probably not. And we talked about this, I think, back when we were speculating about New Horizons and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I think at the very least, it'd be cool to like maybe have a demo, of the game, play one level, something like that would be kind of cool, and then just launch you into NES Online or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we should hold on to those hopes too much.
I wouldn't hold on
at all.
They could easily make like an arcade cabinet, like all the other ones that they have, and just put like Mario Bros on it, and then just plays that arcade version of Mario Bros. Like, that would be
really
sufficient. Cool. That's not like you're getting Mario 1. It's just like a basic like point gathering game, and it's not like it's one of their money making games. It's a traditional arcade game.
Yeah. It'd be cool if I just popped in my head, but what if they had some like museum elements, like right alongside, the Mona Lisa and all these amazing, paintings throughout history. You were able to purchase a pixelated Mario and stick him on the museum wall right next to everything else. Something like that would be kind of cool too. But chat's saying also NES games on your island be really awesome. They're, of course, upset that Brewster isn't there. People are agreeing with the NES games. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have those, but it's just probably not going to happen at this point. But it'd be cool if they maybe did some sort of homage or tie-in or something like that. But yeah, as we've talked about many times here, when it comes to Nintendo, keep your expectations low.
How about instead of an NES, it's either an N64 or a GameCube, and you can play the original Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, that'd be so meta.
I mean, that's like DK64, where you have to play that old DK game.
Exactly, the original DK.
There we go. Okay. It's not unprecedented.
Prince of Persia: Sands of Time had Prince of Persia 1 and 2 in it, so
they could do it. Let's do it, Nintendo. We know you're listening. Do it. You got a couple months. You can. Nothing else to do. Metroid Prime 4. And we'll also tell one more thing, that Nintendo did let us know that there are new seasonal items. They're going to be available in the Nook Shopping Center to celebrate a variety of custom events around the world to celebrate the Japanese tradition of, I'm going to butcher this. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but this is my best guess, is Setsuban. And you get the bean tossing kit is going to be available on February 3rd, and the ogre costume will be appear in the Able Sisters shop starting on February 1st. So that's kind of just cool. Some additional seasonal stuff from around the world, and I think that's been one of the cool things that I've noticed from Animal Crossing is they're kind of celebrating a bunch of different cultures around the world with some of this stuff, and which is pretty awesome. Yeah, do you guys have anything further to say about that? I mean, it's not a whole lot to say, I'm sure, but yeah, what do you think about these seasonal items, Greg?
sound pretty cool. I mean, I've been pretty much ordering all the seasonal items as I see them in the store. So I finally took my New Year's items out of my box that have left sitting there forever. So like, it'd be cool to have a few more custom items. And is that bean throwing kit? Is that kind of like what we call bags or cornhole here in America, or is it something different?
Yeah, I'm not
If it
sure.
was that, that'd be awesome. I could definitely find something for that, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably be really cool if you could actually play those kind of things. That's what I would like to see. Some interaction with the items. Like that'd be fantastic. Like I have soccer goals and I have a soccer ball. Like you can bounce the soccer ball, but you're not supposed to do that. I want to be able to kick the ball around. I can kick a snowball around. Why can't I kick the soccer ball? So.
Yeah, the same thing. I wish for more interaction between you and the items. I think that'd be smart. But that's Nintendo for you.
Yeah, for sure.
I did see like an off rumor or some like data mine code that apparently villagers might be able to go into your house, like interact with you. So hopefully that leads to something along those lines for more interactions.
Interesting.
All right, well, we'll go from Animal Crossing to Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Greg, there's been a little bit of rumor going around, maybe speculation is probably the better word for it, that maybe Daisy is going to be in this game. What is that all about? How do we get to this point? And why is Daisy trending?
Yeah, so if you're on Twitter a lot, you might have seen like that Daisy was trending, and there's pretty popular fan theory going around based on like the trailer for Super Mario 3D World and plus Bowser's Fury. So if you have noticed through the trailer, there's a scene with Mario and there's 4 cats around him. One is like an all black cat, one's a green, and a blue, and stuff that just kind of carries over to like representing Rosalina, Toad, Luigi, and Princess Peach. It takes like the color of their cat outfit. So in the trailer, there's a scene that has like a calico cat. That's like a type of cat, I guess. And then it has like orange and like a brown on it. So people are speculating that it's linked to Princess Daisy. And the theory going around is like the main story for this mode is that Bowser's transformed the other 4 characters into cats, and that's why you only could be Mario in this mode and only seen him. And there's reference to the other characters. So they're thinking that this cat might have ties to Daisy, and it just doesn't stop there either. So Princess Daisy had ruled over Sarasa Land on the Game Boy game when she was introduced, and in Japan that was just Sarasa, and then there's a Japanese term for the calico textile during that same period. So people are linking the calico cat with Sarasa being a Japanese connection, throwing further weight into the ground that this could in fact be a tease towards Daisy being a playable character added to the game. So I don't know what you guys think of the theory that's going around, or if there's any thought to it, or maybe even there's other things that we've could have been missing. Or is somebody just trying to game explain this for everybody and ruin it for everybody else?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get where they're coming from, right? I mean, I think it makes sense, but I don't know. I think it definitely makes sense. I could see how that could all come together, but I also don't know if Nintendo is really putting a lot of effort to really go in that direction with this extra mode. It seems like it's just a tacked on extra thing, but to put that much lore into it and tie it into Sarasa Land and all that stuff kind of seems a little bit too much for me to believe. But again, it definitely makes sense. So I don't know, Barry, what do you think?
I kind of feel it's hopeful, maybe wishful thinking, maybe grasping at straws. I don't know. It could just be reading too much into it, or it could be, right on the money. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Rosalino is already a hidden character. Sorry, spoiler for a game that's like 5 years old. But But yeah, it's
There is
very
something.
possible. Daisy has never actually appeared in a traditional Mario game as a playable character, and has only actually appeared in one traditional Mario game, which was her appearance in Super Mario Land, I believe. And every other thing she was brought back for the sports games, or the racing games, or obviously Smash Brothers now. But it'd be nice to see. I hope it happens for sure. But I guess time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Hey.
I did see Dave's question. There was like the black colored cat is that represents Rosalina because her cat outfit is black when you change it, get the cat suit in the game.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I mean, that sort of thing, it definitely makes sense. I mean, what could Daisy bring that Princess Peach or Rosalina doesn't, already bring, or would it just be a different, skin, sort of thing like in Smash Brothers, just an alternative, color for Princess Peach?
Well, along with a theory with that is because like Rosalina, you get like a special attack move that helps you defeat enemies. Obviously, Luigi has a standard jump higher. Peach can float. Toad runs fast. The main theory for Daisy is that she would have the double jump like she has in Super Mario Run.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. Super Mario Run she was in too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But yeah.
Yeah, I know there's people that would be like, no, I don't want to beat the game with the sixth character now because that's how I get the 100% completion is you have to beat every level with all characters. So
It's
if you're
true.
doing that solo, it's a lot of playing. But if you've got like a good group of 3 friends, you can easily do it in like 2 plays on each level. So
Mm-hmm.
Now, are people saying that this is possibly an extra playable character in the main game, or could this just be for Bowser's Fury itself? Like, could we see that possibly happening with the cats and everything? Because that seems to be the direct tie-in is with this Bowser's Fury mode.
well, I think it would be an unlockable for the other mode, but I don't know how exactly that would work. So, I mean, obviously they can't just throw Daisy in at the end of the game for Champions Run, so it would probably be unlockable in the other game. And then if you did that one first, then you could use it in the other game once that's completed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they did say you don't need to beat the main game to access Bowser's Fury. You could just load the game, load Bowser's Fury, and then if you complete that mode or do whatever with the cats, then perhaps it could unlock a character technically for the other game. But
Yeah.
I don't know how that would quite work. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess only time will tell. It's only just a couple weeks away before we actually get to play this game. But one more thing that we're going to get to enjoy when we do play it is a slight update beyond Bowser's Fury. The Nintendo UK website pointed out that not only will the game just function a little faster and everything, according to their website, all characters have received a boost to the running speed and climb. And they can climb even higher after picking up a Super Bell, making platforming that little bit snappier. You can also use gyro controls for certain sections of the game that previously required touch controls. So the game a little bit faster for the characters, can climb a little higher with your cat suit, and also gyro controls all being added to the game. So pretty cool that they didn't just kind of just poured it over and call it a day. They've actually seemed to take it a little step further in some different ways. Barry, are this kind of updates exciting you?
I mean, it's always good to see quality of life updates, and take note, Animal Crossing developers. This is what we want. But it's just it it's great for those that haven't played it before, and it's also nice for those that want to replay it. It's not a selling point for me in the sense of like, oh, you want to replay the whole thing, you can run a little faster and climb a little more. Like that's not gonna do it for me. I'm mainly going for Bowser's Fury, like I think the majority of people are. But it doesn't hurt for sure. It's nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, you excited about these additional components to this version of the game?
yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the gyro controls in the original, but obviously with the no longer having a gamepad and just Joy Cons, it seems like it probably should be a little bit better. And it is nice to be able to see that other players can help in the Captain Toad levels as well. I think that news dropped in the date of our last podcast. I know we didn't really have any direct reference to it. But yeah, that would be also a very welcome change as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's cool. They keep having more and more updates, keep making this game really good. I think none of these components by themselves like really excite me, but I think when you put them all together, this is gone from one of those games that I'm like, I don't really want to rebuy it. I already have the Wii U version to now like, I think I'm probably going to get this game. I'm excited about replaying through it as well, and especially Bowser's Fury. But before we jump into a couple other quick headlines, let's give another game away. So as we said before, there's several different games you guys get to choose from. We've given one of those games away to Roberto, so as soon as the podcast is over, you guys can email us on the back end of our YouTube channel. It's like the About section. You can find our email there. Just send that on to us and say which game you want. Again, those choices are Perion Cyberstorm, Cake Bash, Destropolis, Project High Rise, Sports Party, and Team Sonic Racing. Let us know which one you want to pick. We've already given a game away to Roberto, and the second winner is Christina Votolo. I apologize if I butchered your name, but hopefully you know who I'm talking about. Christina, congratulations for winning a game. Again, once the podcast is over, you guys can email us and kind of first come, first serve. So please wait to the end of the podcast so that at least this live version, so that you don't jump ahead of the last person that we're going to announce. But yeah, congratulations, Christina. So let's jump into a few more news headlines as we wrap up this episode of the podcast. And actually, there I go again, mixing you guys up. I was doing well for a while. Barry, tell us about Dragalia Lost first.
So there's a brand new event coming out in Dragalia Lost starting January 31st for the East Coast, January 30th for the West Coast. And what makes this event so cool, it's called Cage Desire, and it's actually a crossover with a game we were just talking about in the chats a little bit, which is Persona 5, specifically Persona 5 Strikers, which is coming out for the Switch really, really soon, next month actually. And in there, you'll be able to get a couple characters using the summons, such as Joker, Arsene as a dragon, Mona, as well as Panther. And they're giving you the free character of Sophie. In addition to that, they're doing a daily free tenfold. So for 7 days, they're giving every player free tenfold, so you can try your luck and hopefully get some Persona 5 characters, as well as login bonuses for 10 days. So you get something bonus every day for 10 days on top of this event, which is just really cool because it's great to see, Nintendo crossing over more IPs with some of their other, titles. And this one coming from Atlas and Sega, it's just really cool to see. First Joker goes to Smash Brothers and now is in Dragalia.
Nice.
So, on the carry out of Dragalia Lost, people know that I still play Fire Emblem Heroes, and that has its annual Choose Your Legends event going on. So we're already on to round 5, and Nintendo has released the top 20 for each, both the males and females. So I'm not going to read over all of the names, but I'll definitely hit the top 10. So top 10 females, 10th is Tharja from Fire Emblem Awakening, Dorothea from Three Houses, Azura from Fire Emblem Fates, the female Robin from Awakening, Hilda from Three Houses, female Corrin from Fates in 5th, Bernadetta in 4th place from Three Houses, Marianne from Three Houses in 3rd place, female Byleth in 2nd place from Three Houses, and Erica from Sacred Stones. So if you're hoping to have any of these characters move up in their rank, now is the time to vote. And you also can get 100 platinum coins even if you just want to vote and participate. So they've changed it this time around, and instead of just making it anyone on the web can vote, they made it so you have to have your Nintendo account linked to your Fire Emblem Heroes game to receive the coins and also vote. So going over the mail list, we have Ash in 10th from Three Houses, Didu from Three Houses in 9th, Self from Genealogy of the Holy War in 8th, Yuri in 7th from Three Houses, Male Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening in 6th, Felix from Three Houses in 5th, the male Byleth from Three Houses in 4th place, and then the top 3 is Kram from Fire Emblem Awakening. You have Gatekeeper from Three Houses, which is kind of an interesting choice if you follow along anything. And then number 1 is finally the lead man himself, Marth. So hopefully this is his time to shine, and definitely been supporting Team Marth for myself personally.
Cool.
Yeah, so for all of you out there who love the Switch, which should be everybody listening, hopefully, and for those of you that are like me that prefer having your games physically, today, and just over the past really 2 days or so, has been insane with the amount of limited releases being announced. And I just wanted to cover them quickly for those of you that may not even be aware. So starting tomorrow, January 27th, the game Spinch is coming from I Am 8-Bit, open for pre-order. The next day, January 28th, Super Rare Games is putting out Project Warlock, and Red Art Games is putting out Iron Wings. On January 29th, Limited Run Games opens up their pre-order for the game After Party, which is also available on PS4, in addition to King of the Fighters 2000 on PS4 as well. And then February 1st, VGNY Soft is putting out Liberated Enhanced Edition. Like, that's an insane amount of games so quickly. A lot of these have very limited prints, and if any of those excite you, I definitely recommend setting an alarm and trying to grab them, because they will probably go fast.
And then just a very minor update. We had it pointed to us from Jakester in our Discord, but yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of the Metroid Prime 4 announcement that it was being rebooted by Retro. So hope to see an update coming soon. And I know with everyone's pre-orders on Amazon, it says like 2023. So we're still hoping we get some sort of information or trailer, hopefully sometime soon, to hold us over until they release the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's been it's been 2 years. We were talking about that before we started recording, and just it's crazy how it's 2 years is in a way, in that way it's flown by. I feel like we were just getting that announcement the other day, and now 2 years later, I hope that we're going to hear some more information soon. We made some predictions about those, a couple podcasts ago, so you can hear all our thoughts about Metroid Prime 4, whether we think it's going to come out this year or not, a couple episodes ago. But yeah, lots of little news stories this week. Not a lot of huge things. Still holding out for that rumored Nintendo Direct that's been rumored for almost as long as Metroid Prime 4. But yeah, maybe we'll have some additional information, news items next week to discuss when we're back on February 2nd, but we're not done yet. We're going to talk about what games we're looking forward to over the next couple weeks, and we're going to give one more game away, so we have one more winner still to announce. But before we do any of that, just one more reminder for you guys to be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. Also, be sure to share this with other people that you think might also enjoy this podcast. And if you have not done so yet, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform as well. It's just a great way to do that. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at NintendoFuse. And of course, join our Discord. Again, the link is on the screen and also in the show notes for the podcast and the description down below here on YouTube. We would absolutely love to just continue the conversation going with you guys in between the episodes. But just going to the chat real quick. You guys have been talking a lot tonight, which is awesome to see it go by. Sorry if we haven't referred to the chat room nearly as much. Honestly, it's because you guys are talking so much and it's hard to keep up. So a lot of conversation around Persona 5 and Persona as a whole, the tie-in between Dragalia and Persona. Really exciting for a lot of people. Looks like Roberto's a huge fan of the Royal soundtrack. Looks like. So I've never checked out any of the music for Persona.
My God, it's gorgeous.
So yeah. What's it like?
It's like going to like a club. Like think of like a club type theme, but just a rockin' club. I don't know. It's just awesome. Like the singer can belt like a jazz style vocals, and it's awesome.
Okay.
And I mean, there's 3 dancing games, like 3 rhythm games for the Persona 3, 4, and 5, and there's a reason for that.
Nice. All right. Cool. That sounds fun. Maybe I probably won't ever play the games, but maybe I'll check out the music because that sounds exciting for sure.
Well, did you watch the Game Awards this year? They did a song.
Oh,
Lynn did
that's
a song
true.
in the pre-show.
I totally forgot about that. Probably one of those times where I wasn't paying attention. But I'll go back. I'll go back and check that out for sure. Let's see. 2D Trilogy. You guys are talking about the Prime Trilogy. Yeah, hopefully the Prime Trilogy will come out. Hopefully that's not the only Metroid game we get this year, if it comes out at all. And Dave says it's a mix of fusion, jazz, and rock, which does sound really exciting. So yes, I'm gonna have to go in and check out that soundtrack after we get done, for sure. Let's talk about what's coming out over this next week. Again, our next podcast is going to be on February 2nd. That means, yes, January is almost done already. And not a whole lot of games coming out over this next week. There are going to be some big ones coming out after that, but there's a few big ones for sure in this next week. As we scroll them on the screen here, seeing things like Project Starship X, The Dark Eye, Chains of Satinov. Do you guys know how to pronounce that? I don't.
No.
The Dark Eye Memoria, Gnosa, Strange Field Football. That seems interesting. Several games that of different types of genres that are coming out. Sort of the Necromancer is coming out. Golden Force is coming out, and a Wii U game is coming out, guys. Fire up your Wii U's for Seasonal Assistant. That comes out Thursday, the 28th. And I believe we're also getting not one, but 2 3DS games. Silver Falls Undertakers and Bricks Pinball 4 are coming out for the 3DS. So, yeah. I know you guys are excited about that, as long as Save Farty. Those games are exciting, but of all those games, maybe there's some others that you guys are looking forward to. What will you be playing over this next week? What are you excited about that's either coming out or maybe that you got already and you're trying to finish up before Bowser's Fury finally hits? Greg, what you gonna be playing this next week?
Unfortunately, probably nothing from this list. Nothing really was jumping out to me. I did just get Pikmin 3 yesterday from the library. We had it on hold and it just came yesterday, so I'm hoping to finally put some time into that and play it after how much I praised it for Game of the Year. So excited to play that. And then per Barry's recommendation, I did pick up the Grandia collection pack, and I'm hoping to also have some time with that. But more than likely, it's more going to be like, play more Animal Crossing, Splatoon 2, play some more Among Us. It's going to be like everything else instead of what I'm hoping to play.
Yeah. Barry, how about you?
Yeah, actually, on that list, there is one game that I do plan to at least check out. Whether I'd actually do or not is up to time and all that. But I do plan to finish Pathless, and then the game that's on that list is Sword of the Necromancer, which is actually a Kickstarter game, and I backed that. So I backed it for the physical, the physical's not coming out for a little bit while they finish stuff up, but they will be sending us digital code. So provided I get my digital code, I might give that one a try. It looks good. But my main big conundrum comes the day of our podcast, February 2nd. And that's because there's not only Ys 9 coming out, though the Switch version was delayed, the PS4 version is coming out that day. And then there's a brand new update in Final Fantasy XIV coming out with new content that I'm looking forward to. So I don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to split my time, but it is going to be tough to get through that. I know total first world problems. I'm going to have to pull myself away from one of those games or both of those games to do the podcast. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll do it. I'll make the sacrifice for everybody. But no, that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Nice. You're gonna have to consult your handy dandy website that you introduced Greg and I to last week. That's absolutely changed our lives. That was after we wrapped. Barry decided to,
Yes.
or not decided to, but shared a revolutionary website that blew Greg and I's mind. I don't know why we didn't know about it before, but yeah, I forget what the name of it is. I just bookmarked it and it was like
How Long to Beat.
How Long to Beat. So if you haven't checked out How Long to Beat, it's a fantastic resource. So Barry, you can time out everything based on how long to beat, I guess. So yeah.
Yes. I'll have to see.
But yeah, for me, I should be finishing up Ori and the Will of the Wisps, probably either later tonight, depending on how late I want to stay up, because I've stayed up too late several times this last week playing that game. So I'm like, should I actually get sleep or should I just finish the game? And maybe listening to the Persona 5 soundtrack as well. But yeah, definitely be playing that, and hopefully eventually getting back to I really want to get back into and finish the Hyrule Warriors game and really get back into that as well. So maybe that'd be one of the ones that I try to finish next. I think that's pretty cool is we do have some of slots like this where there's not a whole lot going on for brand new games, at least until a couple weeks from now, but that at least I'm super excited about, and so maybe it'll give me some chances to go back and finish up those games that I've played some but haven't quite finished, and that's my goal for sure. Let's go to the chat. It looks like I see Jakester said he's going to be playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions, finishing up that Digimon. Nothing new, but continue on with those games that he's been playing for a while. Jesus says he only got his Switch for Metroid Prime 4 and Monster Hunter games. He's really excited about Monster Hunter Rise, and yeah, and I think that's it. So yeah, if you guys haven't told us what you're excited about playing over the next week, be sure to let us know in the chat or in the comments afterwards. It's almost time to wrap up, but before we do that, we got to give one more game away. Again, we've already given winners to Roberto and Christina, and we have one more game winner, a giveaway to announce. Again, the games you get to pick from are Aperion, Cyberstorm, Cake Bash, Destropolis, Project High Rise, Sports Party, or Team Sonic Racing. We got one code for each of those, so kind of a first come, first serve. You guys can message us on the back end of our YouTube. There's the About page, and you can send us a message there via email and claim the game you want. And like I said, first come, first serve. If it's not available, we'll let you know, and you can pick from whatever games are left. And the final winner of the three for this episode is Jesus Izael Cantu Amaro. I'm sure that I messed your name up, but I'm pretty sure you know who you are. You're in the chat room right now and talking, because he's talking about Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter Rise and all these games. And congratulations, you're our third winner of our giveaway.
Congratulations.
So again, be sure to Yep, go ahead, Greg.
I was just saying congratulations to everyone that won, and thank you for everyone for commenting on the videos. It helps us grow, and I like that.
Yeah, it's funny. Jared's like, that's not how you pronounce my name. I wished you won, Jared, because your name's a whole lot easier to pronounce. But no, that's great. Congratulations, Jesus, Christina, and who is the other one? I'm Roberto as well. So congratulations to all three of you guys. And again, looking forward to see which games you claim. We are going to be back next week on February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Hopefully we just won't be on repeat over and over and over again like Bill Murray. Shout out to all of you that did catch that reference. Fantastic movie. If you haven't watched it, be sure you watch it. It's like an annual tradition for me. So, Barry, I don't know if you're going to have time to watch it because all of your games are going to be playing, but yeah.
A big day for me.
For sure. Again, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked, if you haven't hit the bell, if you haven't shared it, do all those things. It just helps us so much, just to help us find this growing community that we have here. We're so grateful for you guys just continuing to tune in week after week and joining in the chat. And just, it's a blast to keep talking with you guys in the live chat, but also in Discord. So again, congratulations to our winners. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in, and we will be back next week, February 2nd, with episode 220. But until then, happy gaming, everybody.
Have a good one.
See you next time.